Hello and welcome to the demo day of the AgriTech4Morocco Innovation Challenge. My name is Megan Steele. I work on the Accelerate4Impact platform team of CGIAR, and I will be your moderator for this event. Today, we will highlight a number of innovators, solutions, and experts, and we also want to hear from you, our audience. So please make sure to take advantage of the chat to engage with the demo day activities, connect with fellow innovators, and use your voice in interactive polling to come. We are delighted to have you here today to present the 10 finalists of the AgriTech4Morocco Innovation Challenge. The challenge set out to select, scout, and accelerate agri-tech solutions to contribute towards improving Morocco's efficiency, equity, and environmental sustainability, and to support the goals of the Generation Green 2020 to 2030 strategy. The AgriTech4Morocco Innovation Challenge is made possible thanks to the support of the Digital Development Partnership, administered by the World Bank, and in partnership with Impact Lab, GIZ, the Ministry of Agriculture, Maritime Fisheries, Rural Development, and Water and Forests of Morocco, Le Pôle d'Agriculture Digitale, and brought to you by CGIAR's Accelerate4Impact platform. The CGIAR Accelerate4Impact platform is a venture-focused research for development space, offering a new paradigm for applied sciences by bridging science and entrepreneurship to co-design and accelerate agriculture and climate change science-based technologies that are accessible to all, while generating both the impact and resources needed to support continued research and pursuit of the Sustainable Development Goals. During today's demo day, we wish to celebrate the achievements of the 8 best innovations which have just graduated from our program. The agenda for the event kicks off with a keynote on market trends in the Africa venture space and the role of incubation and acceleration programs in support of the innovation ecosystem to address complex environmental and societal problems. Then you'll be introduced to the selection committee and hear from the innovators themselves as they pitch their solutions and take questions from selected committee members. While the committee deliberates, we will have special presentations from a selection of guest startups on their projects to support Morocco's agriculture sector. Finally, we will announce the 3 winners of the AgriTech4Morocco Innovation Challenge and hear closing remarks. Together, we aim to contribute towards creating an enabling environment for the agri-tech innovation ecosystem of Morocco, offer you an opportunity to learn about inspiring solutions, and open opportunities for the startups presented through potential funding and avenues for collaborations with your networks. So let's get started. It will be a very enriching afternoon. So please engage and use the chat box to share ideas and connect with the audience. Please allow me to introduce our keynote speaker, Lina Nginja, Head of Partnerships for Africa at SeedStars, a leading accelerator and venture fund with a mission to impact people's lives in emerging markets through technology and entrepreneurship. Coming from a background in finance and business development, Lina works on connecting with stakeholders, developing strategy, and building partnerships and networks with an attention to transforming technology landscapes and tangible impacts for the lives of individuals. Lina's experience, including work at the Nairobi Securities Exchange, NILAB, GoodUp, Andela, and more, have informed her expertise in connecting capital to those who need it, like entrepreneurs looking to scale and enter the market. Lina is now Head of Partnerships Africa at SeedStars, the world's first seed stage venture capital fund dedicated to global emerging and frontier markets. Welcome, Lina.
Thank you, Megan, for that elaborate introduction. Really a pleasure to be here with you all here this afternoon. Kindly give me a minute to share my screen. Fantastic. I will be sharing the keynote speech today for the AgriTech4Morocco Innovation Challenge. As I mentioned, it's a pleasure to join you this afternoon and really glad to be here to engage with you and to listen to the pitches that are coming forward so that we're able to understand more about agri-tech within our ecosystem and within the continent and see how to better build this industry and how to better provide food security within our continent and globally as well. I'll start with a bit of a light slide. I don't know who remembers or knows ER. This for me was one of the best medical series ever created. As a 10-year-old, I was inspired to become a doctor. My eyes were glued to the screen as I watched them save lives. I wanted to save lives. I wanted to be part of the change and just, impact people in that way. However, I found myself working with more impact impact-driven organizations, such as those that Megan has described as she introduced me. These included organizations such as Andela and Seedstars. And since I entered that impact world, I have never looked back. So today, I'm glad that I'm doing just that, saving lives by working with entrepreneurs and innovators who continuously build solutions that provide or mitigate problems that we are facing globally and that we continue to face as global citizens. So it is estimated that in 2050, the world population will go above about 9 billion. This will result in increased poverty levels, affect climate change, and of course, create a lot more pressure on food security. In statistics collected in 2020, it was estimated that just over 900 million people were food insecure. So as people virtually sitting in this room, what actions can we take and what actions can we put in place in order to ensure that these numbers continue to decline? At Seedstars, we focus on building capacity and providing resources to innovators and entrepreneurs in order for them to become sustainable and scalable. We have about 27 companies within our portfolio where we have invested just about $4.8 million and impacted about 26,000 entrepreneurs. We do focus on various industries, but agri-tech is one very strong and primary sector that is of interest for our investment portfolio, as well as our capacity building. Just to highlight a bit more, we have recently raised a 20 million fund where we continue to commit our support and our investment in impactful, sustainable businesses. So at Seedstars, we focus on sustainable and scalable ventures because we believe they create the most impact around job creation. This really is where we have modeled our theory of change as an organization, because we believe creation of new jobs by supporting these type of businesses then creates the desired economic and social development around the different industries, including agri-tech. I would like to introduce you to my younger brother, Patrick. He's a 29-year-old who has focused on farming over the last 6 years. And he has this really great support system. You can see them there on the right side of your screen. And they're part of his crew, he calls them his crew, who support the farming initiatives that he has. However, he has been faced with various challenges over the years that have affected the output as a farmer, yet there's definitely need for this food security or for this food production within both local markets as well as global markets. So what are some of these challenges that he has faced? These challenges include capital. So he has not had access to capital as a small-scale farmer. These challenges include access to market, where he's not been able to directly access the market, where middlemen take a large margin from whatever he produces or whatever income he would be getting from his production. He also does not have a good access to network. So he's not able to coordinate with other farmers. He's not able to coordinate with whether it's investors or to coordinate with even the market that I've just spoken about. So he's had a challenge around the network around him, the support system around him. I think another challenge I'd like to highlight that Patrick has gone through is the affordable inputs. So he's been having challenges. Where does he get input? Where does he get it affordably? And so on and so forth. So this is just to highlight a few challenges that he's gone through. However, there are many more that various farmers across the continent have experienced. And because of platforms such as this event today, and people like you and I who are sitting in this virtual room and supporting innovations, ventures like CowTribe and AgroCenter have been able to build innovation to support farmers like Patrick. So, for example, let me speak slightly about AgroCenter. It focuses on two critical problems that a lot of farmers face, rural farmers face, which include capital, and so access to finance and capital and access to market. They've built a platform that allows farmers to collectively put their produce and sell that to the market. To date, they have supported about 2 million farmers and these 2 million farmers are able to sell their produce to a larger market and gain more margin through that sale. I'd also like to highlight CowTribe. Now, CowTribe focuses more on livestock farming, where they built a platform to allow farmers to access vaccinations for their livestock. This has been a problem because of the cost of these vaccinations. So what the solution around CowTribe's platform is creating a collective point or a collective platform where farmers can collectively get the vaccinations. And then they can disperse that to their livestock. It has therefore increased the number of livestock that farmers have, as well as allowing them to be able to continue keeping their livestock alive for longer. I am sure if Patrick was into livestock farming, he would engage with CowTribe. Both of these companies are part of the SeedStars portfolio, but there are a number of companies across the continent that support farmers. So what can we do to continue supporting the ecosystem? I have shared my views on funding and capacity building. However, we have realized from an accelerator incubator point of view that we need to take a step back and go a little earlier in the value chain to incubate the right talent and to give them the right skill set to support the entrepreneurial ecosystem and even specifically AgriTech. So what does this mean? It means that we need to give them digital skills and entrepreneurial skills that will allow them to service an evolving innovative industry such as AgriTech. Just to throw in an example, we are looking at incubating 150 women over a 2-year program in Ivory Coast, equipping them with the skills of the future of work. The desired impact is to have highly skilled, talented individuals who would then either start new ventures and innovate around those ventures, or support entrepreneurs who are already building ventures and solutions around various industries, and including AgriTech. So there will be a focus on AgriTech, as well as looking at the solutions around that. During the event today, I'm really looking forward to hearing the pitches from the 10 finalists and also discussing and hearing views of other panel members. And I'm really happy to connect with everyone here today and see how we can, as a community, continue the future of this industry and how we can keep supporting innovations within AgriTech. Thank you.
Thank you, Lena, for joining us today and for those words to really ground the importance of the work being undertaken by innovators like those in today's demo day. So coming up next is our opening session of welcoming remarks. And for this, we are lucky to be joined by representatives from our project partners, including the World Bank, Impact Lab, and CJIR. Our first speaker is Remy Trier, Agriculture and Food Global Practice at World Bank in the MENA region, based in Rabat, Morocco. He manages the agriculture and irrigation portfolio, made of 2 Program 4 results supporting the implementation of the Generation Green strategy, and 2 investment project financing promoting modernization of the irrigation subsector. Welcome, Remy.
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Indeed, I'm managing the portfolio together with my colleague, Nabila Gouroum. It's a very nice portfolio supporting the old agriculture strategy, the Plan Maroc Vert, and now the new one. And we will see a lot of innovation today that can support this Generation Green. First of all, I want to congratulate the startup who made it so far. I think It was a long journey, but I hope they had a very fruitful acceleration program since the bootcamp in Meknes. I want to take the opportunity to thank the partner, the different partners, especially I would say the implementing bodies, the CGR and Impact Lab, especially Giampiero and Salma. I want also to thank the partner, the GIZ, the Ministry of Agriculture, the Pôle d'Agriculture Digital, and the AAA. What I found very interesting in this process, it was, to be honest, the first time I followed this kind of process, that we have a large range of innovation covering the whole ag value chain, from production, getting better data for better decision, until the marketing aspect. So we are covering the whole agriculture value chain, and with this, we believe that we can tackle the constraints. There are many constraints in Morocco today. We are all aware of this, especially the water scarcity, but there's also other constraints like the need to protect soils and do more with less resource. No? So I won't take more time. Just want to wish the best luck for all the startup, for the pitches. And I will see you again at the closing remarks. So over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Remy. Our next words will come from Salma Kavash. Salma is the CEO and co-founder of Impact Lab, an innovation accelerator that allows organizations to be more competitive, sustainable, and inclusive thanks to entrepreneurial innovation. Welcome, Salma.
Thank you so much, Megan. Very happy to welcome all of you to this demo day for the AgriTech4Morocco Innovation Challenge. We've been deploying this challenge for the past few months, working very hard to provide value to these entrepreneurs, working hard to generate collaborations, opportunities. And this is something that's very important for us at Impact Lab. We believe very strongly in innovation, in entrepreneurial innovation, in order to build new models for the challenges that we face, especially in Africa. And we believe that the only way to do that is really to gather different types of stakeholders around these challenges and work collaboratively through innovation, through collaborative innovation, to build solutions, because the solutions might come from innovators, but if we don't have other stakeholders committed with the innovators, it will not happen. So this is why this type of program is very important, because it brings together around the table international donors, government representatives, large companies in the sector, and it's only together with, of course, our innovators and, of course, the investors that can support this dynamic. It's only through this collaboration that we can really create impact, and that we can really accelerate the development and the growth of these very impactful innovations. So we are very happy to present to you today these innovations that some innovations that took part in our acceleration program, and also some innovations that applied to the program and were at a higher maturity level than targeted by the acceleration program. But we hope that you will get a sense of the dynamic that's happening in Morocco and beyond Morocco around AgriTech, and the need for all stakeholders to support that dynamic and to be present to make these solutions a reality and to make them scale across the continent. So welcome again, and I hope you enjoy the pitches.
Thank you, Salma. And to round out our welcoming remarks, we are also joined by Suzanne Ngoyok, Managing Director for the Africa Hub of the Alliance of Biodiversity International and CIAT of CGIAR. Dr. Ngoyok is a sustainability and agricultural development executive with over 12 years of experience, including 9 years in West and Central Africa, working with a range of international development organizations, including the World Bank, among others. Hello, Suzanne, welcome.
Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes.
And now can you see me? It is an honor for me, ladies and gentlemen, to be part of this panel and opening this session today. I would like to wish you a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, regardless of where you are based. As was said by the moderator, I am Suzanne Ngoyok. I am the Managing Director for the Alliance of Biodiversity and CIAT in Africa, a member of the CGIAR. The AgriTech4Morocco Innovation Challenge comes at a time when scientific innovation and entrepreneurship are being recognized as powerful engines to transform agri-food systems, solve complex global challenges at the nexus of agriculture, environment, and health, and build resilient ecosystems. Harnessing science and innovation is key for leveraging emerging opportunities for reaching the goals of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. At the CGIAR, our mission is to deliver science and innovation that advance the transformation of food, land, and water system in a climate crisis. With the 2030 Research and Innovation Strategy, the CGIAR builds on its track record of collaborating with multi-like-minded organizations by investing in ambitious partnership for change, private sector partnership that are essential part of the puzzles. Bringing a focus on business and entrepreneurship to the work of CGIAR is fundamental, as I said, to bridge the gap between innovation and its use. It is the core of the Accelerate for Impact platform, the venture-focused research for development space of the CGIAR, offering a new paradigm for applied science by connecting science and entrepreneurship to co-design and accelerate agriculture and climate change science-based technologies. Creative ideas and innovations can only flourish in partnerships. All the predecessors have said it. There is an urgent need to foster stronger private sector partnership, which have especially an important role in stimulating rapid scaling, adopting of innovation. This includes partnership with startups, incubators, well-established private sector partners, accelerators who facilitate funding flow and investment for innovation and scaling. As CGIAR, we will continue, we are committed to develop mechanisms to act as a one-stop shop for private sector enterprise to enable the sharing of solution and capacity, sustainable and ethical sourcing, intellectual properties rights, and transparent contracting. Therefore, on behalf of the CGIAR and the Alliance, I would like to conclude by thanking the Digital Development Partnership administered by the World Bank for its valued support and partners, Impact Lab, GIZ, the Ministry of Agriculture, Maritime Fisheries, Rural Development and Water and Forest of Morocco, and Le Pôle d'Agriculture Digitale for the continued commitment showed throughout the project lifecycle. To you that are committed and present, good luck. And to the finalists, break a leg. Thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you to all of our opening speakers. And once again, welcome all to Demo Day. Now, before we kick off the pitches, let's reflect on some insights on the outcome of this AgriTech4Morocco Innovation Challenge. In the call for application, we targeted innovators that could show a proof of concept or minimum viable product that could be made available to farmers, consumers, and users to increase the effectiveness, competitiveness, and resilience of agriculture and food production and consumption in Morocco, while contributing towards the Generation Green 2020 to 2030 strategy. These solutions could operate in climate risk adaptation, accelerate value chains efficiency, strengthen capacity building of human resources, supply improved and locally adequate financial services, and improve market traceability and transparency. The response from innovators was impressive. The competition generated around this innovation challenge was high, with over 350 applications from 31 countries, spanning across Africa, Europe, Middle East, and the Americas. Following careful scrutiny, 20 innovation teams were invited to participate in a 3-day bootcamp in May at L'Equalipo Alimentation in Meknes, an agri-food innovation center with the generous support of AgriNova. 32 participants, trained on design thinking key principles, learned about the importance of adopting user-centered design to reflect on users and their needs in each phase of the design process, and pitched their solution to the selection committee made up of 7 project partners and industry expert representatives. 10 startup finalists were admitted to the acceleration phase for a 9-week intensive program made of a blended learning approach of business-oriented coaching and scientific technical assistance. This included over 30 hours of training, including workshops and expert talks, 90 hours of one-on-one business coaching, and over 10 hours of tailored support from 12 CGIAR scientists. Startups were given access to new business opportunities with leads initiated with 8 corporate partners and garnered global visibility by featuring in over 40 articles in Moroccan and Pan-African media outlets, as well as partners' channels. This program prepared teams to validate their innovations by developing an actionable pathway to scale, strengthening the scientific validity of their solution, and exploring potential collaborations with CGIAR and other institutions. Now, these startup finalists join us to pitch to you all and the members of the selection committee who represent our invaluable partners here today. So please allow me to introduce you to our selection committee members. Remy Trier, Agriculture and Food Global Practice at the World Bank. Nabila Goroum, Senior Agriculture Specialist at the World Bank. Leith Snever, co-founder of Impact Lab. Ludovica Beltrame, Agri and Climate Tech Venture Builder Expert at the Accelerate for Impact platform of CGIAR. Manlin Kosi Nkomo, Chief Growth Officer of Excellence in Agronomy 2030 of CGIAR. Said Koya, Head of the Work Organization Department at the Ministry of Agriculture, Maritime Fisheries, Rural Development, and Water and Forests of Morocco. Yassine Jabrin, Technical Consultant at GIZ Morocco. And Riyad Balaghi, Director of Projects at Adaptation of African Agriculture AAA Foundation. Each team will have 3 minutes to present their agri-tech innovations and 5 minutes to answer questions from the representatives of the committee. And a friendly reminder to our innovators, I will be interjecting when the 3-minute time slot is up, so make sure to stick to time so that we can hear the entirety of your pitch. To our audience, stay tuned for a chance to use your voice and participate in a live audience polling to follow our 10 finalist presentations. Without further ado, let's kickstart these pitches. So welcome to our first pitch from EJ AgriTech. Please go ahead and begin your pitch.
Hi, everybody.
Our team of innovators from EJ AgriTech, please feel free to begin pitching. Seems there is some technical difficulties.
Bonjour.
Ah, okay, it
Vous
looks like we
m'entendez?
have it.
Désolé pour ce retard, c'est une panne technique, hein. Alors, je commence.
It looks like we can see and hear you, so please go ahead.
Bonjour, je suis Faman Ordine, ingénieur en réseau et système et cofondateur de EG AgriTech. EG AgriTech est spécialisé dans la fabrication et la conception des systèmes intelligents pour l'agroalimentaire. Il y a un petit moment qu'on a visité une coopérative laitière et on a constaté que le lait et son transport présentent vraiment beaucoup de problèmes, notamment l'hygiène et la conservation. Plus que 85% des éleveurs, ils n'ont pas les moyens, que ce soit financiers ou bien techniques, pour sécuriser la chaîne d'approvisionnement et le transport du lait. C'est pourquoi aujourd'hui, on veut parler de Smart Pack. C'est une nouvelle génération de contenants intelligents, 7 en 1, cette technologie qui sont là pour assurer la conservation et la traçabilité totale du produit collecté. Déjà, au Maroc, donc, on parle d'un marché qui dépasse les 150 milliards de dirhams à travers les 400 000 exploitations qui ont déjà lieu et à travers les 82 unités de transformation du lait. Déjà, jusqu'à aujourd'hui, donc, on a réussi d'avoir 5 investisseurs à notre côté à travers une levée de fonds et à travers la solution innovante que nous présentons aujourd'hui. Donc, on a eu quand même des promesses de bons de commande par les leaders du marché du lait, la centrale Danone et le Chergui. Et aussi, donc, on a établi un partenariat avec le Crédit agricole du Maroc concernant tout ce qui est exploitation de données. Aujourd'hui, donc, lorsqu'on parle de notre produit, c'est vraiment un produit subventionné par beaucoup de programmes internationaux, puisqu'il s'agit de l'intégration de la nouvelle génération sur le secteur agroalimentaire en général. Et ça coïncide aussi avec le Génération Green, le programme national. Donc, pour tout ce qui est concurrence, donc, il n'y a pas vraiment de la concurrence, mais par contre, il y a tout ce qui est alternative, conventionnelle, comme les contenants en inox ou bien les contenants en plastique. Et au niveau des coopératives, on peut trouver les frigidaires. Si on fait tout simplement une petite comparaison, donc on trouve que notre Smart Pack, donc il va permettre non pas seulement la conservation, mais la conservation, la traçabilité totale à travers les dashboards qui sont installés au niveau du corporate. Et comme ça, donc on a beaucoup d'informations en temps réel collectées et présentées au niveau des corporates. Par contre, les contenants en inox ou bien en plastique, donc ils n'ont pas cette caractéristique-là, non, ni les frigidaires. Donc, en se basant sur la vente directe de ces bacs aux éleveurs à travers les corporates, donc on va avoir beaucoup de revenus. Non pas seulement ça, mais aussi à travers l'exploitation des données collectées. Et on ne doit pas oublier que la maintenance curative, préventive et évolutive, donc il va nous ramener aussi de l'argent. Donc, à travers le business plan qu'on a établi récemment, donc on voit clairement qu'on devient rentable à travers ou bien à partir de la 3e année. Donc, à partir de la 3e année, on va avoir un chiffre d'affaires de 17 millions de dirhams et un résultat courant qui dépasse les 11 millions de dirhams. Tout ça, ce sont des résultats qui sont vraiment très, très encourageants pour notre projet. Jusqu'à aujourd'hui, donc, on a investi 2,6 millions sur ce projet-là. Donc, ça se compose de notre apport personnel, aussi de la levée de fonds qu'on a eu à travers les Business Angels, une subvention pour l'innovation et le prêt d'honneur, et bien sûr, la banque, donc, qui nous suivent. Donc, notre plan…
That was about 3 minutes, so please give a final wrap-up.
OK, donc pour notre planification, c'est de finaliser le prototype dans les 2 semaines qui viennent, puisqu'on vient d'avoir la machine qu'on a commandée, et de commencer la production qui doit être livrée dans les 3 mois qui suivent. Donc, je vous remercie. Donc, il ne reste que l'équipe. Donc, c'est Dr Lalej, docteur en environnement et en informatique, et moi, et aussi d'autres chercheurs en biologie. Donc, je vous remercie.
Thank you to the team from EJ AgriTech. And so now we're going to move on to our first Q&A portion. So to the selection committee and innovators, please remember that the Q&A portion will be held to 5 minutes. So make the most out of your time slot by asking and answering thoughtfully. Thank you. And committee members, please feel free to begin with your questions for EJ AgriTech.
Oui, bonjour. Je pense que je pose la question en français alors pour matcher avec la la présentation. Donc, je suis Rémi Trier de la Banque mondiale. Est-ce que vous pouvez nous en dire un peu plus sur vous avez mentionné les commandes que vous avez reçues. Ça, c'est d'un côté, quelles sont les commandes, quelle quantité et quelles sont les perspectives. Et aussi, à un moment, vous avez abordé le sujet de la subvention. Donc, on comprend bien que les producteurs ne peuvent pas acheter directement ce produit, mais il faut qu'il y ait une subvention par les laitières, si j'ai bien compris. Donc, quelle est la contribution envisagée des producteurs et quelle est la contribution des laitières dans ce montage financier? Voilà.
Oui, bonjour, je suis... C'est bon, c'est tout?
Oui,
c'est
oui,
bon,
oui.
Je peux répondre?
Je voulais voir s'il fallait que je traduise ou pas, mais je ne sais pas.
Non, 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 c'est bon, c'est
On
bon.
continue comme ça? Allez, à vous.
Oui, ça marche. Bien, bon, je suis M. Redouane El Hadj, donc docteur en informatique industrielle et en environnement. Effectivement, la première commande qui a été faite par Centrale Danone, c'est 100 bacs. Mais en fait, on compte livrer pour cette année 1000 bacs à partir de… on vient d'avoir donc la machine. On va commencer la production à partir du mois de septembre. Donc finalement, à partir du mois de septembre jusqu'à septembre prochain, on compte livrer 1000 bacs. Alors, pour ce qui concerne le financement par les utilisateurs directs, effectivement, c'est les centrales les centrales de transformation du lait qui vont payer pour les utilisateurs finaux. Et puis, l'utilisateur final va payer en nature, c'est-à-dire les quantités qu'il livre du lait. Donc, ils vont prendre une petite partie jusqu'à l'achèvement du montant global. C'est bon?
D'accord.
D'autres questions?
Oui, donc à la fin, finalement, c'est le producteur, c'est l'éleveur qui va payer l'intégralité, mais sous forme fractionnée, c'est ça?
Exactement, exactement. C'est-à-dire que finalement, il va payer peut-être 1 litre à chaque fois qu'il va livrer sa quantité. 1 litre va être retranché de la quantité globale jusqu'à l'achèvement du montant du bac. Alors, juste entre parenthèses, en fait, cette partie, c'est-à-dire le transport du lait, ça fait vraiment une partie intégrante de la vie quotidienne de l'éleveur, ou plutôt de l'agriculteur. C'est-à-dire qu'on ne peut pas ne pas avoir affaire à ce bac-là chaque jour. Donc, c'est quelque chose de très, très important pour l'éleveur.
Thank you. Megan, over to you or to the ministry. Next question.
Yes, committee members, feel free to jump in with your questions.
Okay, if the ministry is not coming in and maybe someone can translate, my question is around how the farmers will access the smart bag. Will they have to buy it from you or will you list it to them?
Je pense que c'est la réponse qui a été donnée. Juste.
Nordine, tu peux traduire, enfin, tu peux répondre en anglais?
Okay, so the farmer will buy the bags, but the corporate will pay it for the first time, and after every time the farmer will give the milk to the corporate will extract just 1 liter, like a small pie of the payment.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Another question, please.
Oui, bonjour. Donc, je vous félicite pour la présentation et j'aimerais poser une question concernant votre démarche pour couvrir toute la filière lait. Parce qu'au Maroc, il n'y a pas que ces 2 enseignes qu'on voit là sur votre présentation. Il y a beaucoup d'enseignes, il y a beaucoup de producteurs, beaucoup de coopératives. Donc, quel est votre roadmap pour couvrir justement tout le territoire national et toute la filière lait au Maroc?
Team from EJ AgriTech, we are at time, so please answer this question very concisely and we will move on.
Redouane, tu prends la question?
Allô? Yes?
Oui.
Bah oui, juste, je n'ai pas bien entendu parce qu'il y avait des coupures. Alors, si j'ai bien compris, c'est au niveau de...
Comment vous allez couvrir l'ensemble de la filière? Quelle est votre stratégie pour couvrir l'ensemble de la filière?
D'accord, ok. Oui, effectivement, pour la première année, donc on compte produire 1000 bacs. La deuxième année, 1800. La troisième année, on va compter donc 4000. En fait, là, pour notre stratégie, on a compté juste d'accaper juste le 5% du marché global. C'est-à-dire, c'est le 5% de 400 000 éleveurs. À partir de la quatrième année, on va quand même avoir une cadence très élevée pour produire donc le maximum et essayer donc d'aller compagnie par compagnie, parce que chaque compagnie, ils ont des coopératives. Et là, effectivement, chaque coopérative, ou plutôt chaque région, on va essayer donc de livrer les coopératives par région. Donc, pour la centrale d'Anon, pour Chergui, pour Géoda, donc chacun des compagnies, ils ont des coopératives. Pour le crédit agricole, en fait, c'est la data, c'est-à-dire on va essayer donc de vendre la base de données, enfin les informations collectées pour tout ce qui est consommation, tout ce qui est production, tout ce qui est qualité du lait ramassé à travers les agriculteurs.
Thank you. That will be it for the Q&A for EJ AgriTech. Thank you all for our first pitch. We're going to move on to our next startup, and that is Nick will be representing AgriCapture by Capture Solutions. So go ahead to the team from AgriCapture to proceed with your pitch. Thank you.
Thanks. Megan, I can't share while something else is being shared. That needs to be taken off, and then could help there. That'd be great.
Absolutely. Team from EJ AgriTech, if you can stop sharing your screen.
Thank you, guys. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Nick. I'm the CEO and co-founder of AgriCapture. We bring genuine traceability to the last 10 meters in a very fragmented and problematic agricultural value chain across Africa. With me today is Malik, and he'll introduce himself later on. African agriculture is set to grow to $1 trillion by 2030. Unfortunately, the agricultural supply chain is fragmented, it's monopolistic, and it lends itself to many problems in the social area, in environmental area, in product quality and fraud, and of course, this impacts brand equity. Traceability and transparency is absolutely critical for these issues to be resolved and for the potential of 1 trillion to be realized. Morocco is over 11 million metric tons of agricultural products. Of this, 2 million is produits de terroir, or products which are certified to their origins. These are higher value. There's a higher demand for traceability. We've already penetrated the Moroccan market, and we want to target at least 3% of this. And these are products which, whilst they will grow 20%, certain products like argan oil, high value argan oil, has plans to double. We are offering genuine traceability to the last 10 meters using IoT solutions of mobile biometrics, smart hardware, digital payments, and links to social projects. In short, how this works with the social projects, in some areas, there are issues of children going to school. So we ensure that children are present in schools with biometrics, or if it's environmental issues, such as degradation of forests. We have partners with satellite imagery that will look at those forests over a period of time. Here's a picture to show what we tend to find in most agricultural value chains. On the left, that's what's normally there: analog, manual entry solutions, which are open to mistakes, which are open to corruption and other issues. On the right is what we offer, which is digital solutions to verify the people, the place, the product, as well as two-way traceability of product and finance. And there's a picture of our solution in Morocco for argan oil, with traceability from the nut supplier to the finished product. Argan oil alone, if we get 3%, is 100K today, and in the future 200K with the growth of argan oil. We have established across Africa over 200 million kilos of product, 150,000 farmers. That's a picture in a graph. That is ours in Ivory Coast. We've penetrated Morocco as well. We will achieve over 200,000 farmers, at least $500,000 of turnover from Morocco through 65 million kilos for products, as you can see on the right-hand side. Thank you, Megan. I noticed you've come on for my 3-minute warning.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you for that pitch. We're now going to move on to the Q&A solution for the Q&A portion for Capture Solutions. So selection committee members, please proceed with your questions. You have 5 minutes. Thank you.
If I may, hi everyone. Hi, Nick. Thanks for your speech, your pitch. Very interesting. I guess my main curiosities are again around the solution in terms, you talked about mentioned biometrics and hardware, and I was wondering whether you could tell us a bit, give us a bit more examples around that. And you did speak about the social projects, but maybe if you could give us a few examples on the biometrics and the kind of hardware. And my second curiosity was related to the team, just to understand the kind of expertise that you bring onto this.
Absolutely. So for now, we focus on Android technology. It's what is prevalent in Africa. We use asynchronous hardware software solutions. So our solutions work offline. They do not require the internet or power, because everything has got a battery inside it. In Africa, and especially in Africa, you need to be able to operate offline. So the engine is all on the phones, and we recommend a daily synchronization. Otherwise, we do a weekly synchronization. The hardware is smart tablets, smart digital scales, moisture meters, lactometers, flow meters, and all of that works together with in an offline environment, if that makes sense. So it's about capturing that first weighment for the farmer, as an example, and ensuring the people, the product, and the place is verified to the last 10 meters. And then digital payments, that's all mobile money or bank, depending on what is required by the client, or so the farmer can access that money as well in an accelerated way if required. We also offer in that payment solution both the digital payment, but in some clients we offer the security of the stock allows the farmer to access that money in advance at a much better rate than the informal loans, which are available, which happen a lot in these remote environments.
Super, thanks. Yeah, I guess my second one had to do a little with the team, but I don't know if I still have time.
And the team is we've got 40+ professionals. We built in Africa for Africa, so all of the developers, it's all locally. So we've got people in Kenya and in Ivory Coast. Malik, who's on the call, is in Ivory Coast. So we develop everything in-house using in-house developers in Kenya, Ivory Coast, and Nigeria now.
Cheers, thank you.
Thank you.
It looks like our selection committee member Riyad has asked a question in the chat, And this question is, are there any certifiers already interested?
We're working with Rainforest Alliance and Fairtrade. Rainforest Alliance, what we do is we offer the service to the aggregators to be certified. And with Fairtrade, we're working with them to help them certify cocoa, for example, in Ivory Coast.
It looks like we have time for just one more brief question, or we can move on if there are no more questions from the selection committee.
Maybe a quick question. I was wondering, how do you collect the data on the actual population? Do you actually go on the ground? Do you rely on the information provided by the potential, how do you say, aggregator, or how do you make sure about that social protection dynamic, the child labor and ensuring that the fair trade dynamic around it?
So all of our, yeah, of course, thanks, Nick. So all of our data can start from a back-end file being uploaded, but we ensure that it is verified through fingerprint or facial recognition. So using an example of that, of what you can see in Ivory Coast, all of those green and yellow and one orange pictures, around that will be about 1,000 farmers, and the farmers will be verified through fingerprint or facial recognition to ensure they are who they are against an ID card. And children, where we have projects with schools, the children will be linked to the farmer and will be linked to the schools. So it's all about child attendance at school during school days. That's what we're checking there.
My question is about how you do that. Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Nick, and thank you to our selection committee members. I think that brings this Q&A portion to an end. So we are going to move on to our next startup pitch. Next up is Joe Doer. So if we can transition to their pitch, and you can go ahead and share your screen and begin.
Hello, everyone. Jodour is an AgTech startup ambitioning to revolutionize and democratize controlled environment agriculture in Africa and beyond. Hamid, a family member of mine, and then a farmer from the Bijdid region, has lost nearly 90% of his harvest this year due to water scarcity and inflation. This situation cannot persist anymore as his family faced the edge of survival. As Hamid, millions of other farmers in Africa face every year water scarcity, insecure revenue, and an increased input price. To address it, we have made an MVP of a small farm, hydroponic farm, of 300 square meters, producing 6,000 head of lettuce in a matter of 27 days. That's 12 times a year and 20 times increase in productivity while saving water and fertilizer. Now we went even further by creating an industrial MVP at the UM6P Bengrier to become the first industrial hydroponic system producer in Morocco. This MVP will be scalable to a commercial stage. Now, how are we going to distribute these systems? We're going to distribute them through turnkey farms that will be under franchise model, directed to small groups of farmers or single farmers in undeserved areas of Morocco. This falls exactly under the strategy of the government that aims to create a strong middle class in rural areas. And this is exactly what we are offering them through this technology and through the premium produce it gets. Now, where are we? We are in a market of $850 million per year of leafy vegetables and aromatic herbs that we target through a hybrid model by being franchised and being present next to our consumers everywhere in the 12 regions of Morocco. And this makes us highly competitive in regards of our other competitors. Now remember, all consumers, or 65% of them, are targeting more fresh produce and are highly conscious of what they eat every day. Now let's talk about how our ecosystem works. We are the first industrial producer of the system, and we are financing our equipment and our farms through an innovation called project finance. As a guarantee, there will be only cash flow. So the cash flow that will be generated by the farms will be the guarantee of the loan through partners like development banks and the government. And then we deploy these farms to Hamid and his peers so they can focus on what they do best, producing. Then we take
Yassine, we are at 3 minutes, so if you could quickly wrap up your pitch, thank you.
Perfect. So as I said, we are validate the R&D phase. We are already at the pilot farm, and we aim to scale fast. We are ambitious engineers ranging from finance, agronomy, and mechanical engineering. And we hope that you join us to validate and help these farmers, just like Hamid and the millions of farmers across Africa, to transition into the agricultural future through hydroponics and controlled environment agriculture.
Thank you, Yassine. We'll now move on to the Q&A portion. Selection committee members, please ask questions of Jador's innovation. You have 5 minutes. Thank you.
Can I start? Hello?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you to Jador. It's a nice presentation. Maybe I don't want to repeat my previous remarks. It's a kind, from what I understand, it's a kind of aggregation. And unfortunately, there are very few success stories in the field of aggregation in Morocco. Why do you think that your experience will be successful? I don't judge it. I think it's a very interesting and solution, but I want you to ask to this question. And the second question is, what is the role of the farmer within this business model? What is the sustainability of his own project? Thank you.
Perfect. So for the first question, why us and why we believe this is the right time? As you know, this year Morocco has faced the worst drought since 1980, and we face every year these problems related to water and uncertainty for food shortage. And we believe that this industry has been already scaling further in Europe and the US. The market is already estimated at $30 billion at a 12% increase every year. So it's proving itself to replace the traditional methods. We believe that through our research that Morocco is lacking towards this industry, not because lack of knowledge or expertise, but because these systems are expensive and it's hard enough to deploy them. And that's why we came up to your second question, the role of including the farmers. We came up with a solution to have this industry, to create this industry and make it inclusive by creating an innovative financing engineer solution so that the government and the partners can finance these farms for this group of farmers, and they can pay it forward through cash flow. And then by the end of the loan, they will become owners of their own farm, and they will have enough expertise and formation to be their own entrepreneurs and be on their own.
Thank you from my side. That's it.
Hello, may I ask a question? Yassine. So yeah, I think we talked during the boot camp in Meknes already, but so here you are bundling two functions with the function of production, technical assistance, but also you want to step in the distribution. So Just a question: if who is going to be responsible if the product is not going to be sold? You or the farmer? Because in your drawing, it seems that you'll be in charge of distribution, which is quite risky for you. Okay, over
Yes,
to you. Thank you.
I'll take this one, Yassine. So on the operation side, thank you, Ramil, for this question. What didn't have time to mention is that our business model is evolutive. At the beginning, where we will handle our own farms, and we will basically take all the risk of manufacturing, producing, and selling and distributing. And only once we clearly validate this whole value chain, then we will be able to duplicate it. And we will obviously only duplicate it when there is a proven market and a proven need. So basically, we will, at least that's the hypothetical vision, around 3 or 4 years by now, we would take the risk of buying the produce from the farmer and distribute that to basically our B2B clients with whom we have a contract. So we not finance extra production capacity if we do not show that we have clearly a client to whom we can sell at a premium price. Worst case, we will sell on at a lower cost in the wholesale market, which is still will be an extremely good quality. So we're pretty sure we'll be able to sell, even though we won't make the margin we expect. So that's how we mitigate the risk and at the same time ensure that we are having this social impact by generating monthly and stable revenue to the farmer. So it's a calculated risk, if I may say.
Thank you. That takes us to the end of this Q&A session. So thank you for the team from Jodor. We're going to move on to our next pitch. And the next startup will be represented by Mohammed, and this is Filaha.
Hi, yeah. I'm gonna start sharing my screen. I think my camera is not on, right? You hear me?
Yes, we can hear and see you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So hello, my name is Mohammed Al-Marzgawi, and I'm co-founder of Filaha. Oops. Growing up in a household of farmers, I saw my parents struggling to sell their products for a fair price. To tackle this problem, we conducted our own research and found out that other farmers are having similar problems. Insufficient buyer, limited access to the markets, no price transparency, and high intermediary costs results into a bad socioeconomic situation in the rural area and limits the farmer into investing more into their business. Filaha is offering a marketplace and an online community. Our marketplace helps farmers to generate new leads, offers new markets for farmers and wholesalers, reduce intermediary costs, and help improve price transparency. Our online community promotes sharing knowledge, leverages peer-to-peer or peer-to-expert relationship, reduce consultancy costs, and creates more awareness about challenges and trends in the market. The online community increases our customer lifetime value and our customer loyalty. Filaha has currently set up 5 milestones to build the ecosystem in the African markets. Two milestones are already live, the marketplace and the community. These features will be continuously improving based on feedback and trends we receive from our customers. The next milestone that we are designing and testing are aggregation services, transportation, and advertisement services. Filaha is going to adopt 2 payment models for our customers: a subscription model for small, medium farmers and wholesalers, and a transaction-based model for aggregators, transporters, and third-party service providers. Since April, Filaha has grown over 500 users. Our users are increasing since last May with over 100 users per month. As you can see in the graph, our customer acquisition cost in red is decreasing while our users in green are increasing. We are currently adopting a digital communication strategy to target younger generation. To achieve 25,000 users, we need an investment into marketing of 1.7 million dirhams. With an estimated 10% paid users, at the end of 2023, we are estimated a revenue of 3 million and a profit of almost 10%. In 2024, we estimate to achieve 35,000 users with a paid customer resulting in a net profit of 2 million dirhams. We signed a partnership with Agrinova in Meknes to help us channel communication to the farmer. We have a pending meeting with ADA to see how we can cooperate on the aggregation services. We're applying to the Dutch government to subsidize us with an amount of 1.8 million dirhams for 2022 and 2023. Thank you very much. I'm ready to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mohammed and the team from Filaha. We're going to move on to the Q&A. So selection committee members, you have now 5 minutes to begin your questions. Thank you.
Maybe can I start? I have just one question for you, Mohammed. Your platform is just a platform for farmers to exchange some background, some information, or also to sell products. If it's the case, are you comfortable with the scalability of your platform in Morocco, where farmers are not very connected, and who will be your first target?
Yeah, our first target, as I mentioned, is the younger generation. We have the entire generation, like doctors, lawyers, etc. in Morocco that's also doing farming. So we believe that these people will use our platform and are using our platform. As you can see in the data that we're growing by 100 users a day. So we are not offering a platform at this moment to sell the product, but we're offering a platform so that the farmer can reach a new audience. So it's a new market for them.
So just if I can, we have another platform called Ardna. Ardna is
from Onka.
Yes, it's Onka platform, and I think the objective of this digital platform from Onka, it's the same thing. It's like Facebook for farmers to exchange with other farmers, or also to have information in the information provided by the extension services. So you have maybe to challenge these.
I'm aware what Anka is doing. They have I think four features they're implementing, and one of them is a knowledge base, and one of them is exactly as you mentioned it, a Facebook type. They're not live yet. We're aware of them. But what we're offering, what we're developing is not only a platform they can communicate, that's the community service that we're talking about, but also we're trying to provide features like weather conditions or alerts, anything that helps them develop their products even better so that we can increase our customer loyalty.
If I may come in, Mohammed, thank you so much for your presentation. Would I be correct in assuming that the revenue model from your side is really driven by customer acquisition? What are the complementary revenue streams that you see Filaha building to make sure that you sustain yourself? Thank you.
Yeah. So we have, those are twofold. We have a revenue stream that we need in the coming years to be sustainable. And of course, we have a revenue stream in the future that we want to offer to keep a sustainable business. For example, with our community services, if we have enough data, when we have enough data about diseases in certain regions, we can sell those data, of course, privacy-wise, in a way to companies that offer solutions to that entire region, like sellers of products of phytosanitary products. So we are exploring different kind of data that we can sell to sustain even the future of our business.
May I ask a question, please?
Sure.
Yes, I joined my colleague and friend Gurrum Nabila concerning the Filaha platform, which looks like some of the existing platform launched by the Minister of Agriculture, including As'ar, which provides market prices, food market prices on real time. So I think you will maybe run on the freemium option.
Yeah.
Before having or getting in paid consumer,
yeah,
or paid clients, paying clients. So how you envisage to handle that?
Yeah.
We are at 5 minutes, so if you could give a concise response, that would be much appreciated. Thank you.
Sure. Riyadh, I totally agree with you. We have a freemium platform that's going to be running, but once users, they want additional features, then they have to pay for the services. So we're going to have a model that's free for everybody, but when we add those services like aggregation, transportation, and stuff like that, for the users to able to unlock those features, they need to pay a fee.
Thank you, Mohammed, and thank you to the whole team from Filaha. We're going to move on to our next pitch. The next startup will be Yields app.
Just making sure everybody can hear me. I'm sorry about that.
Yes, feel free to go ahead. Thank you.
I will as soon as I get it up. Sorry about that. I hope this doesn't count as 3 minutes. All right. Perfect. Let me just start my video and we're good to go. Sorry. Up to 40% of global yield is lost due to pest and disease. Furthermore, most of the fertilizers applied is not reaching the plant directly, but rather being lost to the environment. And in fact, improper use of pesticides and fertilizers is a global phenomenon that has a direct effect on food security, climate change, and soil health. On an individual farm level, farmers face many uncertainties and ever-changing environmental conditions, under which the farmers have to make hundreds of complex decisions on a daily basis. My name is Joshua Ellis. I'm the VP and co-founder at Yields App, and I am proud to introduce to you guys all the world's first artificial intelligent agronomist. But unlike a human agronomist, our AI agronomist is capable of analyzing millions of parameters and scenarios and providing farmers with an optimal pesticide and fertilizer plans of action, in addition to predictive insight. This results directly into a decrease in the use of agrochemicals and an increase of yield and crop quality. I want to talk a little bit about the business model. Now, we know that 75% of farmers are smallholder farmers. And in order to make a real impact on a grand scale, we need to address them. And the key to making an impact is working together with the food companies and the local research institutes. Yield app empowers farmers and providing them to make better decisions while allowing agribusinesses transparency and traceability throughout the supply chain. With over 4 years of development, we've had 4 years of success to follow it. And we're really making this a true reality. Now, just in the last 6 weeks alone, we have hit a very significant milestone. We have just closed a large deal with one of the largest avocado associations in Colombia, which is bringing our technology to hundreds of growers across the region. We've closed a paid pilot project with the largest Eastern European bank, which would like to provide insurance and other banking solutions to their farmers. And we're very excited about the MOU we signed with the most important coffee research institute in Colombia. And furthermore, we're in advanced negotiations with a coffee company, a citrus company, a citrus association, and a very well-known food and beverage. On behalf of everyone at YieldZap, I want to thank you, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you guys might have at this time. I hope I got that 3 minutes for you, Megan.
Yes, thank you, Joshua, for that pitch. That's great. It'll take us right into the Q&A. We have 5 minutes, so committee members, any questions for YieldZap, go ahead. Thank you.
Hi there, it's Ludovica from CGR. I cannot share my video, but anyway, thanks for the pitch. I guess my main question would be related to the solution again. So you talked about this AI agronomist, but I was wondering, whether you could tell us more about the installation and maintenance costs and issues and how that might be taken into account, and the farmer interaction with this, if it requires training or awareness in order to make it work properly.
Okay, perfect. So essentially what we do, like I pointed out before, we work with local food research institutes, right? And essentially we can work with different levels of farmers. Now we understand that there are farmers that have little, there are farmers that have some, and there's farmers that have everything available. Now, we have the ability to layer all the different data sets. And what that means essentially is the more data you have, the more precise the recommendations are going to be. It doesn't mean that a farmer that doesn't do a soil test cannot utilize the system. Okay, we are able to integrate soil maps, we can use weather conditions, and just by, for instance, the fertility of the crop, we have an understanding of what the fertility needs are based on the crop specific diseases, what pests are going to attack it. So again, what we do is we try to make it practical in a practical sense. So we're not going to tell a farmer what he needs to do if he's not capable of doing that. Okay, so for a farmer, it's very simple. He will have an app. He will have fields already pre-created. He will have the crop. He will go out to do scouting. If he sees a pest or disease, he can use the image. He can take a picture with the actual phone. Automatically, our AI will give you analysis of what it's going to be. So it defined it as potato blight. So it's going to give you now the treatment and the plan of action of how to tackle potato blight. All right. So it's actually going to tell you exactly what you need to do. So when you input data, it's going to give you an answer. So if I use a soil test, it's going to take in consideration that fertility that's needed and what's going on in the ground. And it's going to tell me, okay, I need to apply A, B, and C fertilizer at this specific time.
Thank you.
It looks like Riyad has a question. Riyad, go ahead and ask your question.
Yes, please. Thank you for the presentation.
Nice seeing you again.
How are you?
Not too bad.
Okay. You are exactly in my field of work. I work in the field of forecast for more than 30 years, and I know that it needs a lot of data and training models and so on. So what are the collaboration you foresee in the country you want to develop your product and to sell your product? What are the collaboration and also outside the country with international organizations, so that to collect data, accurate data, and to make the farmers and the institution working on the field, working with you, providing you with data, because the more the precise they are, the better is your products.
Exactly. Guy, would you like to jump in? This is Guy, our CEO as well.
Hi everybody. Yeah, just regarding the data, of course, it's a very important factor. The system can work from day one, like Josh mentioned, for any farmer, but as much as we have more data, we can do a much better job. And that's part of the reason why we work with the food companies and the research institutes, because just for instance, Josh mentioned the avocado company and the coffee research institute, which are providing us 10 years of historical data that they have. And this data is being analyzed by our AI, okay? Then for their farmers, eventually from 2 months after we start working with them, okay, we already are able to train all the necessary models for them. So this is one way to get data and relatively quickly, instead of starting collecting the data farmer by farmer, we're getting all that all the
large
historical,
scale.
and large scale, and we did this kind of a trials, and it was extremely successful.
Thank you for that answer, Guy. It looks like that has taken us to 5 minutes, so I'm going to have to stop the Q&A here, but of course you can continue to use, if there are more questions, use the Q&A function in Zoom. The next pitch will come to us from sand to green.
Hello.
Yes, Wissal is the one going to do the pitch.
I'm just going to
share your screen. Yeah, take your time.
All right. Sorry.
We can see your screen.
So this. Do you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can see and hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not full screen, at least not for me.
Ah, okay. 1 second, please. I will do that.
Je pense qu'avec commande L, tu peux le mettre directement full screen, Wissal.
Okay. Command L. Done.
It's still not full screen for me. Megan, I don't know if you can see it full screen. Is it just
It looks like it is showing the title slide, but it is not full screen.
Okay.
Oh, it came on to me too. Is it moving?
No, we're still stuck on the PDF, so not full screen. Yeah, technical issues happening all the time. No worries. I guess everyone here is used to this kind of technical issues.
Does that mean Yield Gap gets 4 more minutes of questioning? How are you guys doing? Good luck.
Good try, Josh. Thank you. Was a great presentation, by the way.
Josh, by the way, I sent you a message on the private chat, so if you could answer it, it'd be great.
I will. Thank you.
Any update? Is it?
No.
We are still seeing a PDF of your PowerPoint. Are you able to show us these slides via this PDF?
Normally, yes.
Okay, we shall try to unshare and share it again. And if it's not working, let's do it this way. I mean, it's not going to be a big deal.
Here you go again.
Yeah, perfect. So
here we are, full screen. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, Wissal.
Hi, everyone. I am Wissal Benoussa from Center Green. When we talk about deforestation, we often forget to mention that in 80% of cases, it is due to the necessity to find new arable land. Each year, we're losing about 10 million hectares of forest because we need to feed a population that is growing and expected to be 9.5 billion in 2015. And we do need those forests to tackle climate change. From sand to green overcomes these problems by creating new arable and profitable lands in the desert. We can do that through an adapted agroforestry methodology, which is the result of 3 years of R&D and collaboration with scientists around the globe, using solar-powered desalination units with integrated brine management. This creates agroforestry plantation that not only generates food, but also produce second-hand biofuel, capture carbon, and issue certificates. Our agroforestry model is effective and is protected too. It is subject to an ongoing patent. We also do that by taking care of our communities by doing capacity building programs to kickstart a local economy. And we are so happy to say that after 3 years in R&D in our Fab Lab in Gulmin, we are currently scaling up our plantation. We did good. We not only managed to grow trees in the desert, produce food, create jobs, but we also succeeded to improve soil condition. We also created a predictive model allowing us to monitor and scale up our plantation. You can see it clearly in the satellite images here that shows the development of the vegetative index since we started. Our projects operate on a 2-pillar business model. The first is related to plantation held in equity or managed by From Sand to Green. The business is made from income related to the direct sales of fruits, carbon and certificates, and biodiesel. The second comes from plantation launched as Green Investment Vehicle, or SPVs, to assets managers, fintechs, and banks. Following and supporting the food and carbon market with a really high demand, we are offering today our plantation as green investment products to create thousands of hectares of regenerative agriculture. You can see here that it is a market that is valued at 250 billion only in Africa and Middle East. We do all this, but we do it with impact. An environmental one for a start, by using regenerative agriculture, thus preserving biodiversity. We capture carbon, alleviating global warming. We secure food for local population, and our social impact generates economic resilience for communities around us. Let's talk a bit about our fundraising. Our goal, we are developing 2 plantations that over 40 hectares, with the first plantation launching by end of this year. We finished our first fundraising where we fundraised up to 7 to 9 million dirhams.
And so we are at 3 minutes, so if you could wrap up quickly, that would be great. Thank you.
Yes, I was at the end. I was just talking about how we finishing raising this money by end of September, and that we are supported by AFI Factory, and we are today incubated in their work space in Paris. We are also participating in the final of Climate Kick, in the European final of Climate Kick, and just introducing the team. Without the level of the team, we couldn't do what we're doing today. And thank you.
Thank you for the team from Sand to Green. We're going to move to the Q&A. So we now have 5 minutes. So the selection committee members, if you have any questions for Ben or Wissal.
Thank you, Wissal and the team for this very interesting presentation. I know that the objective is something that was foreseen by the National Appropriate Mitigation Action developed by Morocco. It's in line with it. Developed in Morocco previously to the COP22 held in Marrakesh. And this NAMA, called NAMA, was targeting the reforestation of the arid zones. There was we were suspecting that some of the issues related to the acceptation of the farmers could raise, and also the water issue. So from what is from your perspective the main issue you faced and you can face in the future? Thank you.
Thank you. I will answer a part of the question. So for me, the main issue that we're facing is a challenge technically for us, is the fact that we are targeting arid zones, we are targeting deserts, and so we do have the challenge of those areas, challenges related to environment. Of course, agriculture there needs more techniques and need more knowledge to be efficient. And of course, talking about arid zones, we're also talking about water. So water is one of the challenges that we have, water scarcity. But I would say that those would be the main challenges that we would face today.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would add maybe less environmental challenge. That would be like a kind of a business challenge. And it's about making the capital come and invest in our plantation, in our SPVs. So we need to have a community around, and we need to have those green investors ready to invest with us and on us.
Yeah, I mean, cultivating the desert is possible, and a lot of people are doing it, mainly in Israel. What is very a challenge for us is to democratize and industrialize the cultivation in deserts.
There are a lot of incentives given by the government to plant and replant trees, fruit trees. Is it part of your business model?
Yeah, definitely planting trees. Agroforestry is the right combination of trees and plants to help each other and have the maximum of yield and benefits for the soil. So definitely is part of the strategy, and to use also the incentive from the government, and to maintain those agriculture area for a long term. Meaning like not planting trees, waiting 4 years to harvest it, and after 10 years say, okay, let's run away. Any other question? I think, Wissal, you did really great, because we don't have that many questions, and I think it was very
Actually,
clear,
if I may ask a question very quickly, if there's still time. How do you manage the human component of scaling? Because you need very specific set of skills to be able to do what you did. How do you work on that to allow yourselves to grow?
Yeah, I'm gonna answer the question if you want to complete, Wissal. So it's really a great question, because indeed, even more for agroforestry, you need to train those people and make sure that they're gonna stay on the long run. This is why Wissal is already training not only our workers, but also students from abroad, mainly from the United States, to the agroforestry techniques in deserts. And what we're doing is we're giving incentive to the employees, so they can be part of the business in a way that part of the benefit can come back to them.
Yeah, I just want to. And that takes us to the end of 5 minutes. I'm afraid I'm going to have to cut off the Q&A there. But thank you for your pitch and the great Q&A session. Our next startup who will be pitching will be Green Growth.
Good afternoon, everyone. Just give me a second. So my name is Alfia, and I represent Green Growth. I'm CEO and co-founder. I was born in a countryside and my parents owned the land. This is why I know for sure that the dream of any farmer is to significantly reduce the cost for inputs such as fertilizers and seeds, and at the same time increase the yield. But the current solution that help farmers to monitor and control yield, they're quite expensive and difficult to use. This is why we developed SaaS platform that in the real time demonstrate the actual distribution of yield across the field. The data we take directly from combine harvesters with the usage of IoT devices that we manufacture by ourselves. So my first statement about the dream of farmer comes true because using these yield maps, farmer can significantly reduce the cost and optimize fertilizer and crop input strategy. He can significantly reduce agrochemical soil analysis and validate experiments at the end of the season and find the best supply for his fields. Of course, we have competitors, but at the same time, we have a magic sauce. We were able to decrease production cost by 10 times. And this is why our final solution in 5, 7, 10 times more affordable than competitors' one. Also, our solution works automatically, and this is why it has more potential for scalability. Our market is more than $2 billion US, and in our midterm strategy, we are going to cover all agricultural machines from tillage to harvesting, and this boosts our market in 80 times. So since our start, we did a huge step toward our success. We finished R&D of our hardware. We finished our IoT infrastructure. We started mass production and mass sales. Now we have revenue $250,000 US. We closed our pre-seed round, and everything would be impossible without our dream team. I'm responsible for sales and business development. My partner is responsible for the whole R&D process from idea to the product. We also have a strong head of hardware, software, and manufacturing. I would love to say a great thank you to AgriTech4Morocco, because during these incredible 9 weeks, we increased our revenue in 20%. We increased transparency in communication in our team. We also started to use Canvas approach, and which is more important, we found client in Africa. Thank you. I'm ready to answer your questions.
Thank you, Althea, for that great pitch. We're going to move on to the Q&A portion, and we have 5 minutes for this. So selection committee, jump in with your questions whenever you are ready.
Hello, Althea, how are you doing?
Hello.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you where are you working right now? But you mentioned very quickly you start working in Africa, so maybe you can elaborate on this. And the second question: what do you need to enter a new country? Let's say Morocco. What do you need to develop the business? If we say we need to develop this for conservation agriculture in a red fed area for cereal, which is a large plan of the green generation in Morocco. Over to you. Thank you.
So thanks for a question. We found a client in Angola. It's quite a big farmer that has around 2,000-3,000 hectares, and he's going to buy 5 of our devices. Right now we are signing the contract, and we would be happy for support from your side and from organizer side to have more meetings with farmer associations, with small, medium farmers, because we, as much as we communicate with them, as much we get feedbacks and can adapt our solution better.
Thank you. Any technology constraint that you may face when you want to start a business in a new country, like access to data, access to
actually
or legal aspect? No.
Our solution is quite simple for manufacturing, and we have different clouds resources, so it's very easy to enter into new market. Right now, we are operating in Europe, in several CIS region in Eastern Europe, and right now start in Africa.
Thank you.
Hi. Maybe if I may, if there is time, I guess that, I mean, it's just a curiosity, maybe I just didn't get it. But so what's the process from, you know, the mapping of yield and the optimization? So you said that the yield maps help farmers optimizing their strategies, but how does that work? Is that part of the solution, or is it something that is up to them, or how does it work? Thanks.
Thank you. So these heat maps show the strong and weak parts of the field in terms of yield. And this is how farmer can take decision to increase and put more seeds at the areas with the high yield and put less seeds in the areas, the same with the fertilizers actually. So our farmers' results are quite impressive. This year they saved more than 30% in seeds and 27% in fertilizers. And at the same time, because they do this variation, they could increase the yield by 7%. So we didn't expect actually, because we thought that maybe the yield would be at the same level, but it shows really impressive results.
Thank you.
Hello, Alfia.
Hi, Riyad.
How are you? Just one question. I didn't get it very well. Maybe I missed something. So this kind of solution exists all over the world, of course. It's not new, but I didn't understand. Do you think you are cheaper, or do you have a better solution? I didn't get it. Can you please remind me?
Yes, so you're absolutely right, and this solution is not unique on the market. But the thing is that, again, we decrease production costs, and we are, as you mentioned, we are cheaper, and which means that we increase penetration level for the farmers. The second one, there is a minimal interaction between our solution and the user. So he installs this solution and just forgets about it. Everything is working automatically without any need to interact with the interface or with anything. And the third one is that we compared our algorithms with our competitors, and we found out that our algorithms of cleaning and combining data is more robust and convenient.
You know that one of your clients could be the crop insurance companies.
Thank you. That does take us to the end of the Q&A session. That is our 5 minutes. We want to thank the selection committee members and of course the team from Green Growth.
Thank you.
The last pitch today to close out our pitches will be from PCS Agri.
Hello, I am sharing my screen. Please confirm me if you can see me well and see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen and hear you.
Okay. Well, I am Sarah Hamdani, and today I will speak about my startup PCS Agri. Today I want to elaborate with you on Jamal, who is growing tomato in the little bit south of Morocco in Agadir area. He has many problems with the yield estimation. He cannot handle the workers, but also the logistic. But also the packaging station is not knowing the caliber till they are discovering the products, and they are not that efficient in the conditioning chain. And finally, the supply is not that regular for the final customers in Europe. Our solution is based on artificial intelligence and the image treatments. In fact, we are detecting the tomato fruit and estimating the yield depending on the color of the fruit color and also the caliber. But in the same time, we can also alert on the presence of the first outbreak of symptoms of diseases and the pests. Concretely speaking, it is like a kind of vest which has cameras in it, and it's take the video, send because of first the IA do its job, and the data is shown in a dashboard. Here I want to share with you a small video section that shows that our algorithm in action. The value proposition is clear for Jamal, the grower. He can has the caliber distribution within his greenhouse, and thus he can decide on the better practice to increase or decrease the yield depending on his need. He can also optimize the management of workers, the empty boxes, but also the logistics. And finally, which is also important, he can use less pesticide and less frequently to treat against the diseases and the pests. On the other hand, the packing station will be more efficient in their packaging line, and also they can export under the label of zero residue pesticide. Tomato in Morocco is around 8,000 hectares. We are first targeting the cherry elongators. Why? Because we know very well the market, and also the stakeholders in the segment are well familiar with the use of new technologies. But also, this is not only our aim. Our solution is easily scalable to other crops like the raspberry, the blueberry, also the avocado or other crops. Our first, let's say, target is to gain 3% market share in our first year. This is only in Morocco, but also we have also an ambition to go abroad and to distribute our solution in other countries. Of course, we are not the only one in the market. In Morocco, as in the world, there is many startups who are doing the same, but on let's say on citrus or fruity tree, our position is different. We are focusing like for in the beginning on the vegetables sectors. This is the first one, and the second thing is that we are trying to develop a solution that is viable in Moroccan greenhouse condition. Our business model is based on the first payment to compensate the hardware material and the SaaS solution annual per hectare to access to our platform. Our strategy in Morocco is to get directly in touch with customers, as we know them already, and to recruit other distributors to export our solution abroad. Me, Taha Hamdani, I am engineering in agronomy, and my associate is Mohammed Tahal Moni, who is an engineer in lean management, and he has very good experience in IA and treatment image. Why choosing PCS Agri? First, the founder has the sufficient expertise and the passion, but also the market is increasing in a huge way. And also we have a footprint in our environments as we are using less chemicals in agriculture. That is for me, and I will be happy to answer the question.
Thank you, Tahar, for that pitch. We now move on to our final Q&A session. So selection committee members, you have 5 minutes to ask questions about PCS Agri.
Hello, may I start? So hello, Taha. So you mentioned 6,000 dirham per hectare per year, which is around 600 USD for people living abroad. So it's quite expensive for a farmer, even if we know that the cherry tomato is very profitable. So have you done any cost benefit analysis from the farmer perspective to convince him that it's worth paying this amount and the benefit will be bigger than the cost? Over to you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for this amazing question. Well, we have calculated to pay around $50 USD per month during the cycle, and we think that the grower will have more profit with our solution. Why? First, we will speak about 2 parts about the grower, who will be able to see, let's say, the distribution of caliber fruits inside his greenhouse. So he will say that in this part, I have more caliber, and I don't want more caliber. So he will take the agronomic decision to decrease the caliber, and afterward, of course, he will earn more money. At the same time, it will help him to use less chemicals because he will be alerted in the first symptoms when the first symptom appears. This is from the grower perspective, but also from the packaging station perspective. They will know even before receiving the products what is the caliber and what is the fruit color, and this is what will help them to dispatch, let's say, the production lot to the customers, final customers, even before getting the products in their soil. They can also decide not to enter some lots as there is no commercial need. So it will be a huge profit and benefit for both stakeholders. I believe I have answered some parts of your question.
It looks like Said has a question next. Please feel free to ask.
Mr. Said, you are in mute, but meanwhile, I am showing you some video for how our algorithm is working. So I don't know if it's only a technical issue or no question.
Said, can you mute your mic? Okay, what do you?
Oui. Ma question à M. Tahar, sur quelle durée vous avez constitué votre base de données? C'est-à-dire, en combien de temps vous avez pu constituer votre base de données pour justement construire cette solution? Merci.
D'accord, ok, merci pour votre question. En fait, ça fait maintenant plus d'une année et demie que nous construisons notre base de données, notre dataset par la suite. Nous pensons en fait que le niveau actuel de la base de données que nous avons, elle est suffisant pour avoir un algorithme précis. Et voilà, la vidéo, il le montre déjà. C'est notre premier, disons, algorithme opérationnel. Mais ceci, bien sûr, va être encore amélioré au fil de son utilisation. Donc, à chaque fois que l'algorithme il détecte une tomate, il fait une prédiction de rendement, il serait encore plus efficace. Donc, l'efficacité serait continue.
If there are no more questions from our selection committee members, I think
maybe a quick question then. Sorry, Megan.
Please go ahead.
My question is, how many tests have you done with how many farmers on how many hectares?
Okay, for now, we are still in low scale, let's say, trials. We are making our trials with one of the biggest tomato growers in the area of Agadir. And of course, we are willing, starting from next season, which will start around October, speaking about the harvest, there we will use more our solution in more hectares. So we'll know it in a better way. But till now, we are quite confident about, let's say, the solidity of our algorithm. The data shows us that we are around 95% precision. But of course, the test in the field will bring to us more data.
Great, thank you everyone. And that takes us to the end of our Q&A, and that takes us to the end of all of our 8 teams pitches today. So well done to our 8 teams for making it to this final stage of the AgriTech4Morocco Innovation Challenge. And of course, a big thank you for your hard work over these past weeks in putting together your pitches. Thank you as well to the selection committee for your thoughtful questions. And a reminder for the selection committee, you'll now go to privately deliberate, and please use the Zoom link sent by Salma to go to a different room to deliberate and determine the 3 winners. And for the rest of you viewing online, let us know your thoughts and feedback on these pitches by answering the Zoom poll coming up now. this should say, which startup should be selected as winner of the AgriTech4Morocco Innovation Challenge, considering the relevance of their solution to Morocco, the impact on the sustainability of the sector, and the quality of the team. So once again, thank you to our pitchers and thank you to the selection committee. While the selection committee deliberates, we are thrilled to invite a selection of mature startups to pitch their projects. So please note that these startups are not competing. This is because the AgriTech4Morocco Innovation Challenge was designed for innovators at a proof of concept or minimum viable product stage. We were impressed by these innovations and wish to offer the team a platform to showcase their solutions in front of an exclusive audience of leading investors, venture capitalists, public sector representatives, industry experts, and agri-tech enthusiasts. So this is your chance to increase the visibility of your solution at the global scale and receive feedback. Like our pitches, each startup will be allocated a 3-minute slot. And again, we invite the audience to address any questions to the guest innovators in the Q&A box, which they will answer directly, and use the live poll to voice their favorite solutions, again, which is your preferred startup, considering the relevance of their solution to Morocco and the impact on the sustainability of the sector. So with great excitement, here is our first guest pitch from SMAP Lab, represented by Donat.
Thank you for the opportunity. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So SMAP Lab is a smart and scalable smart trap network solution to grow more with less pesticides. My name is Donat Posta. I am the co-founder of SMAP Lab. The main problem is that 40% of all crop production are lost due to insect pests. It means $70 billion US crop damage year by year. Our solution is a totally automated pest monitoring network. We are using AI and the self-cleaning function to create a low maintenance called smart traps network, which collecting the data. The data that we collect is basically 3 different data. One of them is the number of the insects per day on the traps, the temperature and humidity data, and based on the 3 information, we are generating forecast what is the right time to use the pesticides. We have some flagship projects in the world. For example, in Uzbekistan, we're working with Silverleaf and Indorama, 2 main organic cotton producer in the world. We developed a 50 trap network solution for them to monitoring Helicoverpa armagira, we call it cotton bollworm. It's a 35,000 hectares large territory, and we help them to reduce their pesticide usage with 30%, and we increase their yields by 5 to 6%. Also, we are working with pesticide manufacturer companies like FMC. We are helping them to build a nationwide monitoring system. We are doing in Hungary, Romania, and Ukraine, and we are hope we will extend with 20 extra countries in the next year. We can monitor different type of insect like Helicoverpa armagira or Ostrinia or fall armyworm. And we can integrate our data to other players' system. The core team, my co-founder is Anna Beretsky. She's responsible for agriculture-related topics. Paul Bencebodo is responsible for the international business development, and I am responsible for the technology-related topics. Our next milestone to find a way how can we work together with the Food and Agriculture Organization with a global project to have the smallholders.
Donat, if I can interrupt you for just a minute, it seems that your slides are not moving. I'm not sure if it's displaying differently on your end.
Oh.
I can see your screen, but they're not going through the slideshow. So.
Yeah. What screen do you see?
We see the title slide of your presentation.
Okay, I will try to reshare because it's in my screen it's Word, but maybe now can you see the screen?
Yes, it is working now. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Just shortly, I speak about the last slide in when you interrupt me. So back to our solution, it's a digitalized smart trap solution. You can see the insects on the right side of the picture, and when we are showing the data for our customers, it's one product in Uzbekistan. In the picture, it's how when we are building a nationwide trap network and not just only a farm size trap network. Really interesting project with FMC. So as our next milestone, as I mentioned, to figure out a way how can we work together with large international corporations like Food and Agriculture Organization. They have a large global monitoring project about fall armyworm. Thank you very much for the opportunity to pitch here.
Thank you, Donat. We appreciate you sharing with us, and we're very excited to be able to share these and the other mature startups who were a little bit out of the scope of the project, but we were very impressed with your innovation. So thank you. To the audience, of course, submit Q&A questions virtually, and these innovators can respond directly through the Zoom platform. So take advantage to get involved in these pitches while the committee deliberates. Up next, our next guest pitch will be from CO2 GRO. So welcome to the representative from that team.
Hi, Megan, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You are a bit quiet.
Okay, sorry, is that a little bit better?
Yes, thank you.
Perfect. Let me share my screen. Okay, my name is Dil Vashi. I'm from CO2 GRO, and we're a Toronto, Canada-based company. Thanks for letting us pitch in the Innovation Challenge Demo Day. Way we implement the air by the
It looks like we had some technical difficulties. I think we lost Still in the call, but hopefully he will be able to reconnect very soon. I think we might go ahead and move on to the next pitch and hopefully circle back to CO2 GRO to hear more from them later. So we are going to move on and have our guest presentation from AgriTech.
Hi, everyone. Let me just share my screen. Hi, everyone. My name is Sheer. Hopefully you're seeing my screen, right? You're seeing the right screen?
Yes. We see
my name is Sheer, and I work for a company called AgriTech. And AgriTech, we're all about the trees. We come here to solve the classic food system equation that everyone has been talking about. World population is growing, resources to grow food and trees are staying limited, and humans have to take drastic measures just in order to meet the need of the food system need. We're here to change and to impact that last part of the equation. The two main problems that we solve are pests problem within the plantation. We detect pests. We detect two kinds of pests currently. One of them is the borer pest. It's a pest that eats the tree from the inside, harms the tree. There's no significant output. You can't see it on the tree if it's hurt if it's hurt or not, and then it'll just stop producing and eventually will fall down. The second problem is the fruit fly. The fruit fly attacks the yield, and when it attacks the yield, it harms 100%, and then it's just not able to be sold. Both of those pests are not visible to the human eye, not to the human eye and not to photo analysis. That means that once a human or a photo can actually see the problem, it's already done. It's already gone too far. What's the answer today? Today, growers spray and pray. That means they treat with harsh chemicals 100% of the trees, 100% of the plantation, while only 7% of the trees are actually infested. That leads to 93% of economic and sustainable waste. That is a waste that we are monitoring down. All of that is happening just because there's no detection system. What we do in Agron is we develop a system that does early and precise detection, monitors the reaction, and is here to reduce pesticide use. What is our system? It is based on two different sensors. One of them, which is the most popular sensor, is the eye of tree that listens to the tree from the inside. And the second one is the eye trap that traps fruit flies and is a counting trap, a live counting trap from that plantation. Both of them assessment based and monitor the plantation 24/7. And the detection rate is amazing. I'm just running a bit fast because of time. Our algorithm can detect the specific noise and specific signals of the pests that we're looking for. A bit about the capability. So a larva of a borer pest is 7.5 millimeters. We can detect it and give the grower the information straight to their app. And this is a real farm from Egypt. And the second one is the IO trap. They can detect a 0.0 gram fruit fly and can give the grower the live information when they need to the palm of their hand. The opportunity is big, 46.6 billion agriculture trees worldwide. This is some of our portfolio of trees, whether it's all the palm trees to citrus, avocados, mangoes, cherries, and almonds. It adds up to an 8.8 billion immediate addressable market. And the traction is big. We have our sensor live in more than 21 countries, 40,000 sensors worldwide installed, protecting trees every day, helping growers reduce the amount of pests used within their plantation. Thank you.
Thank you, Cher, for representing that great innovation from Agrint. Our next guest startup will be Kitovu. So go ahead and share your screen. We are excited to hear your guest presentation.
Hello, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Hello, yes, we can see
Hello.
your screen. Hello, yes.
Okay. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Mwachine Meremeka, and I'm the founder of Kitovu Technology Company. Kitovu builds climate-smart farm and post-harvest infrastructure for African agriculture. So a few years ago, while I was volunteering for an NGO in North Central Nigeria,
I'm sorry, Kitovu, we're having a little bit of trouble seeing your innovation slides. It's still on the title slide, and we are having a bit of difficulty hearing you as well. Would you mind starting over?
Okay, sure. Are you able to see it now?
We see the slides. It is not full screen.
What about now?
It is still the same.
It's not still full screen.
It is not full screen for us, no.
Sorry, is it full screen now?
No.
Click on enable editing.
To the Kitobu team, if it is if it is easier for you to leave the call and reconnect, and we can circle back when you've been able to see the editing issue.
Can you see it now?
No, I think if you could reconnect, and we will be able to hopefully circle back to you when we get the technical issues straightened out.
Okay.
Thank you to the team from Kutobu. Thank you to our next startup that will be guest presenting for us is Bioefficiency.
Sure, hi. Okay, Megan, just confirm that you see me full screen.
Hi, Michael. Yes, we can see and hear you. We see your slides, and we also see notes and next slides adjacent.
Okay, so nice meeting you all, guys. Thank you for the invitation. We at Bioefficiency are presenting more than 10 years in building up water treatment solution for sustainable aquaculture. What this is all about. I would like to tackle a couple of numbers just to show the potential and the specific potential for Morocco in this case. Totally today, around 5 million tons per year of shrimps are being produced, all of it in Southeast Asia, frozen and delivered worldwide. This is problem number one. The yield over there is in between 30 to 50% only due to diseases, and accordingly, the introduction of actually injections, etc., is being presented. On top of that, Europe today is importing close to $14 billion of fish products out of developing countries. Now, the location of Morocco in this case is unbelievable, as in few hours, trucks with fresh fruit can go and present the products into Europe. Just to give you a rough idea, frozen shrimp is being sold for €6 per kilo. Fresh shrimp is being sold for around €30 per kilo, which means here is the huge potential. Now, what are the limitations and what do we do in order to help growers to achieve an access to that market segment? We are presenting more than 20 years of aquaculture experience. We have known the market inside and out, and our founders had been involved in multiple fisheries worldwide, including heavily within Africa. We have two lines of products. Our legacy equipment, which is based on biofilters, which means we take the water out of the fish tanks, we remove the solids, and then with identification and denatification, we actually eliminate the ammonia, eliminating CO, and thereafter a short cycle of disinfection, and introduction of oxygen, we present clean water to the fish tanks. This technology is great, especially for entry-level growers, especially also for growers that would like, even though they have ponds, the hatchery part can be handled by biofilters. Now, the limitation of the technology, that it is limited for hot water only and very uneconomic and can be exposed to off flavors as well as different type of additional diseases. And accordingly, we have developed a groundbreaking technology, unique of its kind worldwide, that is actually an electrochemical process that on top of solid separation that is done by mechanical filters, we are involving a fully patented, fully controlled, cloud-based AI and ML algorithms-based solution that is using electrolysis to generate chlorine, and then with a specific, unique, patented solution to dechlorinate the water, and then retrieve the clean water back to the fish tanks or shrimp tank. This can be done in a fully closed loop, zero water discharge, achieving a very high level of FCR, food conversion ratio, and this is exactly the ROI and the low OPEX that the customers, which means the growers, are looking for. Now, a success of a product like that is, of course, depends on the right farm design, as well as training, as well as ongoing support. And that's exactly what we do, due to the fact that this is a cloud-based, the fact that we can control all the systems remotely, and an advanced team that can go on ground, we can come and assist the growers to achieve maximum capacity and healthy yield out of their products. And in this case, for the Moroccan market, a very close access with fresh shrimps and food in high value to the European market. Thank you.
Michael, thank you for that presentation. We really are thrilled to have all these guest presentations here. Hopefully we've been able to have those teams who had technical difficulties rejoin the call. The team from CO2 GRO, are you able to now return and give your pitch?
Yes, I believe so. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened. Give it another try. Okay, so can you see my screen and hear me clearly?
Yes, your presentations are full screen and we can see and hear you.
Perfect, thanks, Megan. So my name is Dil Vashi. I'm Corporate Development Manager here at CO2 GRO. We're a Toronto, Canada-based company. Our vision is to increase food production globally by up to 30% in a sustainable manner in order to create enough food to feed another 500 million people worldwide. Traditionally, growers utilize CO2 to increase yield by pumping CO2 gas into the atmosphere of their grow rooms in order to increase yield by up to 30%. However, the vast majority of growers, 99% of protected ag, cannot utilize CO2 efficiently by pumping it into the atmosphere. Our technology solves this problem by first dissolving the CO2 gas into water to create an aqueous CO2 solution, which we then use to create a microfilm on the leaf surface, from which the CO2 in that microfilm absorbs into the plant, and the plant can utilize that additional CO2 for more photosynthesis and more growth, up to 30% more production. Our technology can be used in any type of protected grow, from simple tunnels, net house, shade houses, to high-tech greenhouses and indoor farms. Here are some examples of projects that we have around the world. A lettuce greenhouse system that we installed. This is what it would look like in a pepper and tomato greenhouse, cucumber greenhouses, strawberry greenhouses, Some of the data we've seen around the world is very promising, including 20% more pepper production at a customer in El Salvador, cherry tomato trials where we saw 10% more production. However, what was really interesting is the higher grade tomatoes within those overall yields increased. So we saw a 27% more increase in the second highest category for food and a 3 times increase in the highest category tomato size. We've seen 20% more production in cucumbers, 21% more production in roses in Colombia. And we're trialing with customers around the world on various other food crops and floriculture crops. At the moment, we're in 15 countries around the world and growing. And if you're interested in learning more about CO2 GRO, please visit our website at co2gro.ca and sign up to our new newsletter that we've just launched, as well as our Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter.
Thank you, Dil. We are thrilled we were able to get that presentation from you. So thank you, that was great. And now we're going to move on back to the team from Kitovu. Hopefully we can get this connected and we can have your final guest pitch. Is the team from Kitovu in the call? Were we able to reconnect?
Yes, I'm on the call. I'm trying to share the screen now. Can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your full screen.
Okay, thank you very much. Hi, everyone. My name is Wachinam Emeka, and I'm the founder and CEO of Kitovu Technology Company, a startup based in Nigeria that is building climate-smart farm and post-harvest infrastructure for African smallholder farms. So a few years ago, while I was volunteering for an NGO in North Central Nigeria, I met Hawa. Hawa is one of 64 million smallholder farmers who produce over 80% of all the food consumed in Nigeria. But then, farmers like Hawa are seldom able to get very, very good incomes, and so they live below $1 per day. And that's largely because they rely on this work for most of their operational decisions, do not have access to financing to afford quality inputs, or access to effective storage solutions, which then means that they lose up to 60% of everything they produce annually. We started Kitovu so that smallholder farmers like Hawa can increase their incomes and productivity. As Kitovu, we've built a series of solutions that enables us to collect different kinds of data, the farmer data, this farm boundary data and GPS coordinates, as well as the crop planting dates. We analyze all these data to provide personalized agronomic advisory to the farmer on what to grow, how to grow it, quantities of inputs to use, as well as weekly crop health audits all through the crop growth cycle. At harvest, we enable the farmer to simply and easily sell all the produce through our eProcure platform that connects them to commodity buyers and processors. If they decide to store, we offer them access to our storage infrastructure where they can store their farm produce without any need to pay upfront. In addition, we issue them an electronic warehouse receipt matching the quantity of their goods that is under storage. This allows them to leverage their goods under storage as a form of assets that they can turn into a collateral to receive financing from banks and non-bank financial institutions so that they can expand their farms. We have a very, very great team, a 16-person team with a combined 65 years experience across operations, sales, agronomy, and technology. And working together, we've been able to empower over 12,000 smallholder farmers, generating over 230,000 in revenue to date. And these farmers, we've enabled them to typically increase their yields by 30%, cut down their input cost by 20%, achieve 100% access to markets, and increase their annual incomes by 40%. Additionally, we've enabled the saving of over 180,000 tons of greenhouse gas emissions through reduced deforestation and reduction in post-harvest loss. We are looking for strategic partnerships across East and South Africa, North Africa as well, with commodity buyers, financial institutions who we can work with to expand our solution in those areas. We're also looking to raise $1 million in equity and debt financing that will channel into working capital and rural development. This will allow us onboard new farmers and increase our agility. Kitovu is working to help create a resilient food system for African agriculture, where Hawa and smallholder farmers like her across Africa can indeed increase their productivity and incomes. If this is something that you find interesting, join our mission as we transform African agriculture one smallholder farmer at a time. Please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the team from Kitovu for closing out those guest presentations. We're very happy you're all able to join us. And as you can see in the audience, we have released the poll again. Feel free to give your feedback, share your voice by using the chat, and also voting for your preferred startup based on the relevance of their solution to Morocco and the impact on the sustainability of the sector. So thank you all again for joining us today. And please keep connecting and take full advantage of this opportunity. So next up, before we, as we wait for the winners to be announced, we're going to take a look at a short video that highlights the experience of the 3-day boot camp in Meknes back in May.
Chez Impact Lab, nous sommes les experts de l'innovation entrepreneuriale en Afrique. Nous avons accompagné plus de 240 startups dans 17 pays africains sur les dernières années. L'agritech, pour nous, c'est une verticale essentielle. Et c'est pour ça que nous sommes ravis d'avoir exécuté ce programme pour continuer à renforcer l'écosystème agritech africain.
My name is Joshua Ellis. I've had the pleasure to be accepted to the AgriTech4Morocco program, and it's been amazing. All right, I had the pleasure to meet tens of different people from around the world, all elaborating and expressing their interest in agricultural technology.
Through the AgriTech4Impact platform, we aim to connect with the innovation ecosystems for startups to work more closely with our scientists, but at the same time ensure that our scientists can benefit from the innovations that are available in the market. This will allow us to deliver projects and programs faster with a greater impact. The AgriTech4Impact platform, which is the new initiative we are working on, is really looking at the way we can solve problems with a market approach. We were happy to work with a number of talented entrepreneurs that are really trying to solve complex problems, and their solutions were quite impressive. There is something that we want to achieve through this program. It was like to build the synergies and the connection not only among the different technologies, but also among participants coming from international ecosystems that had an opportunity to exchange with Moroccan-based startups.
Ce qui m'a particulièrement impressionné dans le AgriTech4Morocco Challenge, c'est la diversité des propositions des startups et le fait qu'ils touchent à différentes parties des systèmes agroalimentaires du Maroc, aussi bien la production avec des solutions en irrigation, en hydroponie, que la mise en marché, la transformation des produits ou la génération de données pour mieux produire.
My name is Alfia. I came from Latvia and I'm so happy being here. I represent AgriTech startup Green Growth. It's so amazing being here and see inspiring souls the same as us. And it's cool that we are from different continents, that we are all gathered by one goal to make agriculture sustainable and regenerative.
Je suis Wissal Ben Moussa, cofondatrice de From Sun to Green. Le programme AgriTech4Morocco nous a permis de rencontrer plein d'acteurs incontournables de l'écosystème de l'innovation AgriTech au Maroc, de créer des synergies et de challenger notre propre projet.
My name is Vishnu Pillai. I'm from India. I'm the co-founder of Manhat. We are at AgriTech4Morocco event, and this is really valuable to us. We met different stakeholders and we are looking forward to the engagements in future.
Je suis Malik Ndiaye, le directeur du département agricole de la société Capture Solutions. L'avènement de AgriTech4Morocco a été l'occasion en fait de servir toutes ces idées et toutes ces thématiques et ont permis de nous impacter en termes de connaissances, en termes de relations, en termes de savoir et surtout en termes de force pour aller de l'avant.
We hope you all enjoyed that video highlighting the experience of the bootcamp in person in Meknes. And now, after watching the pitches of the mature startups, the selection committee has convened, deliberated, and determined the awards for the teams who pitched their innovations earlier today. And the results are in. So here to announce the winners of the AgriTech4Morocco Innovation Challenge is Salma Kavaj of Impact Lab. Welcome back, Salma.
Hi, everyone. Well, first, I'd like to congratulate all the startups that pitched today. You guys did an amazing job. We're really happy that we got to be part of your journey for a few weeks. And I hope, of course, that we will keep following your successes throughout the growth of your startups. We're really looking forward to more achievements in the future. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hear you.
Okay. Okay, so it's been quite hard to select the 3 winners of the AgriTech4Morocco Innovation Challenge. We connected with all of them, and we've seen the efforts that were done by all of them. The selection committee members were very impressed by a lot of the startups that pitched today, but a choice had to be made. And we had to pick the 3 startups that would benefit from extended post-acceleration support, driving more business connections for them and more opportunities to generate collaborations with corporates and potentially investors. So the 3 winners of the AgriTech4Morocco Innovation Challenge are Green Growth. Congratulations, Alfia. Yield Up. Congratulations, Josh and Guy.
Yay.
And from Center. Congratulations, Rizal and Ben. So maybe I'll give the floor to each of you to just say a quick word. Alfia, you want to start? Then maybe Josh or Guy. You guys want to say a word?
Of course, I will always love to say a word. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to listen to our technology. It's been an amazing process, it's been an amazing journey, and a very cultural experience as well, attending in Morocco. Again, I want to thank you on behalf of YieldUp. And Guy, if you would like to say some words.
Of course, yes, we're of course extremely excited about the opportunity we had and what's coming next. What's coming up next? We're we're very anxious to work in Morocco and to be introduced to corporates and companies and farmers. And yeah, this is what we do, and we really are excited. And this program has been an amazing program, we think. And of course, there's more to it, so we're looking forward. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to all.
Thank you, guys. Wissal or Ben, do you want to say a word?
Yes. Well, we're very excited. Thank you, Selma. Thank you for the jury for again believing in our project and understanding what we want to achieve from Sand to Green. We also wanted to thank the acceleration program because it helped us a lot challenge a lot of things in our business and work it again in a better way. So thank you, Impact Lab, and all the team for the 9 last weeks, and we're very excited to what's coming next and to grow our model and our business along you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. I'll pass it over to Gian Piero for the concluding remarks. And I want to thank you all. Thank you to the partners of the program. It's been a real pleasure working with all of you, and we'll see you soon.
Yes, congratulations to the winning teams and to everyone who pitched today. And here to wrap up, as Salma said, our Demo Day event with closing remarks is Gian Piero Menza, Senior Partnerships and Innovative Finance Officer at the Alliance of Biodiversity International and CIAT of CGIAR. Gian Piero has expertise in scoping and building science-based innovations and strategic partnerships with both private and public sector to support the transition to sustainable development. He leads the Accelerate4Impact platform. Welcome, Gian Piero.
Brilliant. Thanks, Megan. And again, a big congratulations to Green Growth, Yields Lab, and Sand to Green, our winners of the AgriTech4Morocco Innovation Challenge. And thanks to all participants for joining the program. It has been quite a journey, and we are very proud of you. We are at the end of this program, but for all of you that are graduating from this initiative, it is just the beginning of a new journey. With after these months, we equip you with tools, notions, motivation, skills, and connections needed to move far, and we wish you the best of luck, knowing that you can always count on us. We designed this program knowing that out there is a huge demand from governments and investors to identify and scale scientific innovations to respond to the challenges related to agriculture, food and nutritional security, climate change, and health. There are many talented venture scientists out there with incredible solutions like you guys that need to get support with the technical expertise to validate their solution, as well as capital to de-risk the technological development of the innovation. We are aiming to support all these innovations stuck in the pre-commercial, like conceptual stage, and bridge the commercial gap to have these solutions in the market faster. This is what we are doing through the Accelerate4Impact platform, really trying to bridge science and entrepreneurship to incubate and accelerate science-based innovations through a number of projects we are running at a global level. Indeed, as part of the new CGIAR research portfolio, the Central and West Asia and North Africa initiative that actually supported this program in Morocco will replicate the same model in Uzbekistan and Egypt in the coming months. This is just the beginning. Probably gonna scale this program all over the world. Rest reassured that we will keep nurturing relations with universities, research institutions, as well as ambitious and bold scientists like you in creating a flourishing and ecosystem of innovators driven by the common goal to address complex environmental and social challenges we are all facing. I want to thank you all and stay tuned. Cheers.
Thank you, Gianpiero. And with that, the demo day of the AgriTech4Morocco Innovation Challenge has come to an end. So a last final thank you to our funders and partners, the World Bank, Impact Lab, GIZ, the Moroccan Ministry of Agriculture, Maritime Fisheries, Rural Development, and Water and Forests, Le Pôle Agriculture Digital, and the Adaptation of African Agriculture AAA Foundation. And of course, thank you to all of our speakers and online participants. Please continue to interact with other event participants to carry on the great collaborative work we've begun in the challenge and in the demo day today. And the AgriTech4Morocco Innovation Challenge partners will convene for the Morocco Consultation Workshop in the fall of this year to present a documentation of agreement to proposed work and trackable plans for engagement to take work forward in Morocco. The CGIAR Accelerate for Impact platform will be working to continue this effort through a number of innovation challenges in the pipeline. So stay tuned and reach out to us at innovations@cgir.org. Thank you.
Thank you.